In this video, I will be explaining how to use the present value to compare different investments or different options of payments. I will be explaining this with two problems. The first problem is this. In negotiating a contract for your business, you have to decide between receiving $50,000 now or $20,000 now and $35,000 3 years from now. In terms of today's dollar, which choice is better and by how much? Money is worth 4.25% compounded annually. So if you put the money to earn interest, this will be the interest that it will give you. So this is the interest, the nominal rate of interest, 4.25%. And it's compounded annually, so m equal 1. So there will be only one compounded period in a year. So that means that if I want to compute the interest in a period, the period is a year. So it will be the same thing. So it will be 0.0425 or 4.25%, as you want to say. It's the same, yeah? So when you are thinking in the problem, forgetting the solution, think in the two options, read well your problem. There are choice 1 and choice 2, two choices. And in each of these choices, think in the timeline. So we have a timeline. And there is a point of today. And in the first option, telling you that you are going to receive 50,000 today. So there is a 50,000 here. And there are no more money. So no more money here. This 50,000 today, the value of this 50,000 is 50,000. For choice 2, we are receiving two amounts of money. The first is 20,000 that you are receiving today, and 3 years later, you are receiving 35,000. Let's put here the 35,000. You notice that this is like a future value of some amount at the beginning. So this amount, this 35,000, is in 3 years. So for the first choice, I know that today the value of this money today is 50,000. The present value in choice 1, the present value is 50,000. So anytime that you want to compare two different investments, compute the present value of all the amounts in the different choices. If the choices have different payments, we compute the present value of each of the amounts that you are going to receive. And adding together all this present value will give you something that is called the net present value. So I'm going to compute the net present value, so the present value of everything. So I'm going to compute the present value of 20,000 and the present value of 35,000. But the present value of 20,000 is 20,000 because you are going to receive it today. So for the choice 2, the present value of this choice will be 20,000 plus the present value of the 35,000 that we are going to receive later. Then do it. Let's compute the present value of the 35,000. It will be n equal 3 because you are going to receive in 3 years. So n equal 3. So for computing the present value of the 35,000, we have that n t times m will be 3 times 1. It will be 3. And let's put it here in the formula of the present value. Will be 35,000, open bracket, 1 plus 0.0425, that is the interest, to the power negative 3. Then make this in your calculator. You can bring your calculator, type 35,000, open bracket, 1 plus 0.0425, close bracket, and then raise this to the power negative 3. I type this is the key negative 3. And then press equal. So you do that, the answer that the calculator gives you was 30,891. Rounded to 2 decimal will be 56 here. So the present value will be 30,891.56. If you want to know the net present value, the present value of the whole amount of money that you are receiving will be this 20,000 plus the present value of this. So it will be 20,000 plus 30,891.56. Let's do it here. The present value of option 2 is 20,000 plus 30,891.56. That gives me 50,891.56. So I noticed that this option, you are receiving more money in the second option than in the first. In terms of today's dollars, as the question asks you. So today dollar, in terms of today dollar, you are receiving 891.56 more. So you make the subtraction of these two amounts to notice the difference. Yeah? Option 2 is better by the subtraction, the difference between these two amounts. That is 891.56. So this is a problem when you need to compare two choices in which you are receiving money. There will be situations in which you are paying. If you are paying, you choose the choice in which you need to pay less. If you are receiving money, you choose the choice when you are receiving more. If you are paying, you choose the choice when you are paying less. This could be shown in the following problem. Jane is purchasing a membership in a local chamber of commerce to promote her business. She can either pay $350 now or pay $130 now, $150 in 12 months, and $170 in 15 months. Which option is better if money is worth 7.5 compounded monthly? We have that the nominal rate of interest is 7.5%, so R equals 7.5%. The number of periods the number of compounded periods is 12 per year, so M equals 12 because this interest is compounded monthly. And then the periodic rate of interest will be I equal this number divided by 12. So I will be equal 0.075 over 12. Now that we have I, we can think in the two options, in the two choices. So the solution will be thinking of choice 1 and choice 2. Both have a timeline. For both there is a today. And in the first one, you are paying $350 now. And you don't need to pay more, $350. In the second choice, you are paying $130 now. See, $130. Then in month number 12, in 12 months later, let's see here, 12 months later, you need to pay $150. Month 12, you are going to pay $150. And finally, in month 15, you're going to pay $170. So there are 12 months between today and this amount, and months between today and the last amount. So we need to compute both present value, but the present value of the first one is very easy because there is only one amount and it's today. In choice 1, the present value is 350. You don't need to do anything. In the second problem, in the second choice, okay, you need to compute the 3 present values. Actually 2, because the first one is today. So the present value of 130 is $130. So for choice 2, the present value of this one will be 130 plus the present value of this 150 and this 170 that she will receive later. Yeah? So we are going to compute both present value. Yes, so for computing, for example, the present value of this 150, you need to use n equal 12. Every month is a compound period, so n equal 12. So we have here, this is the formula of the present value, and this n here will be 12 for this 150. So we have that n equal 12, and P will be 150, 1 plus 0.075 divided by 12 to the power negative 12. Use your calculator the way I have explained before and in other videos, and notice that this is 139.19. Do the same with this 170, but in this case, n will be equal 15. So for the 170, we have that n equal 15 because there will be 15 months from here to month 15, obviously. Then P will be 170, 1 plus the same interest to the power negative 15. I do that in my calculator and the answer is 154.83. So the net present value of the second choice is adding together this present value, 130, plus the 139.19, plus this 154.83. So I add together all these numbers and I found that it's 424.02. This is the present value is bigger than the first options because you are paying, you prefer to pay less. So you can answer that in terms of today's dollar, option 1 is better by the difference between the present value of the second minus the present value of the first. So it will be 74.02. So the first choice is better. And that explains this second problem. And I think with this, I explain how to use the present value to compare choices of payments and investment. I hope this has been useful and see you in other videos. Thank you.